In Lagos's underbelly, where neon lights flickered like heartbeat signals in the dark, survival required more than beauty or charm. It required strategy, cleverness, and an identity carefully constructed to navigate the dangers of the night. For Amarak, Adjoa, Makena, Faiza, Ayana, and Lethabo, this meant creating new personas, pseudonyms that shielded them from vulnerability while promising allure to those who sought them. Amarak, always the center of attention, chose the name Sweet in the Middle, a reflection of her personality, approachable yet mysterious, enticing yet soft. It was a name designed to draw men in, to make them feel both comforted and curious, never quite able to put their finger on her. Amarak wore the name like a second skin, allowing it to separate her identity from the choices she made in the dim, throbbing world of nightlife. Adjoa, with her regal posture and quiet confidence, adopted the name Princess. She carried herself as royalty might, elegant, deliberate, and distant. The pseudonym gave her a shield. Men would pay for attention, but they could not claim her heart or dictate her actions. Princess became a persona that demanded respect while hiding the vulnerability that simmered beneath her composed exterior. Makena preferred Linda, a simple yet memorable name that masked intelligence and a keen sense of observation. Linda was approachable, almost demure, but her eyes carried a sharpness that none could fully detect. Behind the name, Makena reminded herself daily that her ambitions extended beyond the club, that the persona was a temporary tool to navigate a dangerous landscape, not a permanent identity. Faiza, from a wealthy Togolese family, chose Gifted, a name that reflected both her confidence and the sense of specialness her upbringing had instilled in her. In the club, Gifted radiated charm and sophistication. She knew how to wield her wealth subtly, how to catch attention without appearing desperate, and how to make her clients feel both important and gratified. Yet beneath the glamour, Faiza was careful. The name was a reminder to herself that life's gifts came with responsibilities she could not ignore. Ayana's choice, Dollface, reflected both her youthful beauty and the playful charm she carried. Her face, delicate and expressive, was a mask of innocence that drew men like moths to flame. But Dollface was not merely a pretty face. Behind the smile was strategy, understanding, and a careful calculation of every interaction. Ayana learned quickly that her name was both armor and lure, a tool for survival. Finally, Lethabo became Letty Baby, a combination of warmth and flirtation, projecting vulnerability while concealing strength. Her humor, quick wit, and laughter made her a favorite among clients. Yet Letty Baby reminded herself nightly that each smile carried risks. The pseudonym allowed her to step into a world that demanded constant performance, to hide her real self from the threats that lurked in shadowy corners. All six worked at the Lagos Club, a place where the music thumped like a heartbeat in the dark, where smoke and perfume mixed in a haze, and where wealth, desire, and danger coexisted in uneasy equilibrium. The club belonged to Madame Slay Mama, a woman whose sharp eyes missed nothing and whose power was absolute. She had a reputation for running the club like a finely tuned machine, entertainment, pleasure, and danger balanced on a knife's edge. Each night, men came seeking what they called the baby girls treatment, companionship, charm, and intimacy for a price. And each night, the girls delivered, their smiles polished, their laughter rehearsed, their movements precise. Behind the glitz and glamour, fear, ambition, and necessity intertwined. They masked anxiety with confidence, risk with seduction, and vulnerability with charisma. The Lagos Club was both stage and battlefield. A single misstep could cost a client, an income, or even safety. The girls learned quickly that appearances were everything. Sweet in the Middle's charm was only effective when paired with control. Princess's allure required detachment, or she risked losing herself. Linda's gentleness could be weaponized. Gifted's wealth made her powerful, but also a target. Dollface's youth invited attention, but demanded vigilance. And Letty Baby's humor had to balance intimacy with caution. But the pseudonyms were more than survival tools. They were shields against the world outside. The moment a client left the club, the girls returned to their true selves, confiding in one another, laughing, sharing fears, and offering advice. Within this circle of six, the harshness of the club softened, replaced by sisterhood and solidarity. In a world where identity could be exploited, friendship became a sanctuary. Yet danger was always near. Men who paid for affection often tested boundaries, some crossing lines with threats, harassment, or violence. The girls were painfully aware that health risks, HIV, syphilis, unwanted pregnancies, lurked in every interaction. The pseudonyms did not protect them from disease or trauma. Every night demanded calculation, courage, and vigilance. Still, the women pressed on, learning the rhythms of the club and of each other. They honed the art of reading men, anticipating desires, and navigating complex social and physical landscapes. They developed an unspoken code. Protect yourself, protect your sister, and never let your true self get lost in the neon haze. As the night deepened and the city outside shimmered with its endless lights, Sweet in the Middle, Princess, Linda, Gifted, Dollface, and Letty Baby moved through the club like performers in a high-stakes ballet. Their pseudonyms were not merely names, they were armor, weapons, and keys to survival in a world that demanded everything and forgave nothing. In that haze of music, perfume, and desire, they were free and captive all at once. Free in their choices, captive to the consequences. And while the city pulsed with opportunity, the night whispered reminders that every action carried a price, a lesson that some would learn too late.